Good evening. My name is Andrea Vallejo. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior at Southwest High School, and I live in the Imperial Valley. 5 years ago, I couldn't even imagine being here speaking to you. I came to the US 5 years ago from Mexico without knowing the language and with a huge desire to make the most out of this opportunity that was given to me and my family. In my advanced placement government class, I was recently assigned to make a documentary on an important issue in my community as part of a competition run by the television channel C-SPAN. I want to be a healthcare professional, and public health and well-being is one of the most important things to me. That's why I picked the Salton Sea as my topic for the documentary. It was an eye-opening experience for me to learn about this important issue, and our documentary won third place on C-SPAN's national competition. As you know, the Salton Sea is projected to start shrinking as a result of the QSA water transfers. One result of that will be increased air pollution, which will cause many heart problems for the people living in the Coachella and Imperial Valleys, including increased rates of asthma, heart disease, and other illnesses. Young people and the elderly will be at especially high risk. One prediction is that the air will become so polluted that it won't be safe to live in the Imperial Valley. The restoration of the Salton Sea will not only prevent this from happening, but also will give use to potential geothermal energy there, which will provide more job opportunities and decrease the unemployment rate in the Imperial Valley, which is one of the highest in the whole country. Young people growing up in the Imperial Valley want to live in a community that is safe, healthy, and offers opportunities like the kind that brought my family and me here. Restoration of the Salton Sea is critical on making that happen. Right now, I'm here representing the Imperial Valley and the people who live there and will be affected by whatever happens to the sea. I'm representing my school, my classmates, my teachers, but most important, my whole community. I'm here representing and defending what I believe in. I believe in the decision that can be made in order to create an impact, and I believe in the action that can be taken to create change and make a better future for our community. We want to make a change on what we can see. We want the restoration of the Salton Sea. My name once again is Andrea Vallejo. Thank you very much for your time and your attention.
Thank you very much. Would you explain what the Great Sierra Alliance is? I love the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, explain that too. You get an extra minute to explain what it is.
Okay. The Great Sierra Alliance is a collaboration between the Sierra Club and students at Desert Marsh High School. It's the Green Energy and Renewable Resources Academy at DMHS. So, yeah. Okay. In the past, the Salton Sea has been overlooked and neglected, and I am here today to defend what I consider to be an important part of my community. The Salton Sea is beautiful to me, and its neglect will affect me and my family. Not only us, but approximately 650,000 people. If current trends continue, the exposed lake will add as much as 100 tons of fine dust into the air a day. The lake will be filled with algae, bacteria, and viruses that could be spread throughout the community and also the populations of birds in the area. The Salton Sea has been called California's crown jewel of avian biodiversity. To lose a crown jewel, to lose my community's health, would be a tragedy to California, not only those of us who live there. In the best case scenario, if the lake is left to die, it will approach $29 billion to mitigate it. That would be much more than it would cost to restore it presently. We come here today to ask that you help us save this crown jewel and our health. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Cynthia, of course, with Desert Ridge High School and the Great Sierra Alliance as well. And first and foremost, everything that Celine said was true and could happen. But it is time that something gets done with the Salton Sea. If we go any longer without restoring the sea, we risk the chances of harming the communities surrounding the seas, and not only those, but the communities all the way up to Los Angeles, like the big rip that was in 2012, where they got a whiff of what we ended up getting, which was hydrogen sulfide from the dying fish. And as that continues, it will also be risk having another Owens Lake with a dust bowl. And like one of the presenters said earlier, it would be 3 times, since the Salton Sea is 3 times bigger than Owens Lake, there's a bigger chance that there's a higher dust bowl, which could affect not only our communities, but it could go higher up into the north and travel up as well and attack any other of the communities that we have. This could cause many respiratory problems or aggregate respiratory problems that many people in our community already have. Like has been said before, our community, or this lower part of Southern California, has a high asthma or respiratory disease, and my brother is one of them. My grandmother has bronchitis, and my younger cousin, he's 7. He likes to brag it off. I'm 7. He's having issues breathing as well now, and having these fine particles, fine dust in the air, it could harm them, and not just them and me and anyone living in that community, and that's something I don't want for them. I don't care about my health right now, really. I want them to be good. I want my younger brother to be better off. I want my grandma to live longer years, to watch my younger cousins grow up. It is time that we have a restoration plan put into effect. It's time that we do something about it, because we can't just let it go on like this for any longer. We can't let it dry up and have it harming our economies, our local economies, our health, and any other, and our agriculture, the birds and the fish. We can't have that. Like I said, it is just time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Marina Barragan. I am a Sierra Club organizer, and I am an alumni from Desert Mirage High School and the Great Academy. I am actually the first graduating class of the Great Academy. And so I am here today with the Great Sierra Alliance, and I mentor them. So you can hear what they have to say, you hear their stories, you hear mine, acknowledge that, you know, we're just a few from the Eastern Coachella Valley talking about what our view of the Salton Sea and how our lives are impacted with the decision that you are able to make here today. Our lives depend on you, but these are just 7 lives out of so many more in the valley that are going to be impacted by the decision you have to make here today. Our lives are in your hands, and this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. When I go to the Salton Sea, I don't see destruction. I see damage, I see hurt, and I see beauty. And that is something that you may not be able to see unless you go for yourself. I can tell you as much as I can tell you, but unless you see it for yourself, you won't know. There is a lot of damage, and if you let that go, if you let that sea die, we're gonna die with it. This is not a joke. I lost an uncle, and he had asthma. He had severe allergies, which just added to that. My sister has severe allergies and severe asthma, to the point where she's been in the hospital 3 times in a week. I'm low income. We are low income. I don't have that kind of money. We don't have that kind of money. This is her life. This is our life. And this is just my story. There are so many more like it, so many worse. And again, if you let that sea die, we're gonna die with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm also part of the Great Sierra Alliance. Restoring the Salton Sea will bring an opportunity to improve the environment and enjoy the economical benefits of major natural resources. Many see the Salton Sea as unimportant, but if the Salton Sea were to disappear, it would cause major problems. The Salton Sea would have dust storms similar to Owens Valley, but on much larger scales. It would cost much more money to let it dry up than to restore it. The cost to fix the Salton Sea now would be about $1.7 billion through 2047. If the Salton Sea were left to die and the government wants to meditate it, it could cost $29 billion, well in excess of the project cost of the state revitalization plan. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Elijah Cervantes. I'm also part of the Great Sierra Alliance. There's over 400 species of birds that travel and have been seen at the Salton Sea. And so that's a lot of birds for me. I've seen pigeons and parrots. It's not only habitat with birds, there's also fish, there's also plants that grow off the Salton Sea. So you're not only destroying water and trying to preserve it, if I'm correct. There's also community members that also go and occasionally kayak and also enjoy the view, because it is a beautiful view. It really is. So if it were to dry out, it would hurt a lot of people. Not emotionally, but physically as well, because we don't want the dust flying around like the epidemic with Owens Lake. And it would affect families, for an example, mine, because my little brother has asthma, and to make it worse and for me to see him hurt, because not only does he has asthma, he plays soccer. Of course, that takes a lot of running, a lot of stamina. So it would hurt me to see him be put out more than he is already. And as his big brother, wanting to do something to help him. But the only thing I can do is hope that air quality gets better. But if the Salton Sea is drained or dried out and dust starts flying around, making asthma worse, it'll hurt. It definitely hurt. And I'm only one of many people that have this problem. So I ask that may it just be bettered. That's my start. And if I may also give you a few pictures to show you how nice it is.
Right, thank you.
My name is Christopher Avila. I'm from the Green Academy. I'm also representing the Great Sierra Alliance. And this is my public comment. Living in a remote town called Mecca, I found living so close to the Salton Sea was pretty awesome. I remember a time my friend told me I told my friend I had not been to Box Canyon. That same day, he told me to bring some shorts, an old shirt, a lot of water, and he told me he's waiting outside. As I got into the car, he told me he's going to show me something very beautiful. We arrived at Box Canyon and started climbing. The climb was pretty challenging, but totally worth it. As we arrived at the peak, I saw for myself the beauty of the Salton Sea with the sunset setting right over it. And I'm here to fight for the Salton Sea. I might not have been alive when it was at its best, but I have no problem being a part of restoring the Salton Sea. It's not hard to understand that if we don't do anything about the Salton Sea and let it dry up, not only will it cost more money to fix the problems that come with it, but also it has the potential to cause more harm to victims that already have a respiratory illnesses, and increasing the chance of future generations developing asthma. I'm here today being a voice not only of the students of the Green Academy, but also of the people in the Eastern Coachella Valley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Raul Sandacas Medel, and I'm also a member of the Green Academy and the Great Academy. I have to say, if nothing is done to help this lake, we'll see each other again. But then it'll be too late for my future generations and myself to get help. Instead, we'll be looking for compensation. This lake is like a ticking time bomb, slowly counting down, but with your assistance, we can defuse it. The reason why I call it a bomb is because it has a similar effect, but without the explosion. All the toxic dust will blow up in the dust storms that we frequently have in the fall and in winter. And it will be directly inhaled into our lungs. if the worst things can happen, it's like a similar effect to like a shotgun to the face. We die first, we see our people die first, and then we see the asthma attacks get even worse. The closest hospital we have is in Indio, which is like from Mecca's like 2 towns away. The fastest time an ambulance can get to Mecca is in 30 minutes. If you actually go to this hospital, you'll see people bleeding out with like even like not arms cut off, but like fingers or anything like that. They'll be waiting there for hours. And I'm not joking, they're literally there. The ER is filled on a daily basis. Getting help, it's very difficult. That hospital is meant for people with low income, which pretty much sums up the whole eastern Coachella Valley. And well, my purpose here was to advocate for the Salton Sea to get restored. There's no other way that I can put it. I mean, either if it dries up, it'll be like this toxic wasteland. That's all it'll be. It's life or death. That's it. Obviously, death won't be imminent, but slowly the process will come. Thank you.